right,
So
let's go. I got a few notes. I thought were just random notes I took.
No,
while
I was
watching.
I was excited when you said earlier that you had notes, and I want to know what those notes are. Tabitha took notes.
So
She's got some good notes.
cool. So I took my notes differently this time. Normally, I did all my note taking after the movie.
Oh,
And
see, I was
that's how I
writing
was
down
always
as I
doing
was
it because I didn't want to like interrupt watching it. But then I was like, well, fucking just hit pause really quick.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta pause.
I
Because
was
you
like,
know
so I'll
what?
just do that.
Because
So
if you don't, then you'll forget.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, you
So
gotta know while you're thinking of it.
I don't know. I guess 8 times, 10 times. I stopped and I just wrote down like a couple of things. Like some of them, like there's.
I'm very so right now I'm interested in the fact that you have a note card, and that
It
is
was right
blue.
next to me. I didn't have to
He
get
sure
up and go
does,
get my
doesn't he?
notebooks and it was easiest. It was.
So
Last time he didn't have a card.
did that blue note card? Did they come in a package? There was like different
Yeah,
colors.
yeah.
Is there?
Blue, pink,
Yeah, you should see
yellow.
your house. I got them up everywhere.
So
Oh
do
yeah, you got to do that. Yeah, bro, I'm trying to get my
Those
shit
are
on
Post-its.
track. I got
So-
fucking notes everywhere.
No, like,
I can't make dinner without getting a reminder of like you've got to do this tomorrow. There's a fucking note on the stove.
So
like,
they like with the note cards, the different colors. Do they mean different things or just?
when I was in medic school and EMT school, they did.
Oh, yeah?
Like all my green was like like maybe trauma. Like all my pink ones were like cardiac or whatever.
I am
But-
fascinated
Yeah,
with
yeah.
what you do every day.
Seriously?
But that makes sense.
I am. Like, I mean,
makes
look at that
sense,
thing.
though.
Yeah,
That
like,
makes sense
yeah,
to
the
have
dude's got.
different categories and different colors.
I'm a white note card guy.
Really?
Well,
I mean,
No,
yeah,
you're a macchiato.
yeah.
See, and if you gave me nothing but white note cards, I would
can't handle
figure
it.
out a way
I would use
to
different colored
differentiate
markers.
them the same way that I do with these.
That's
like
what
I would
do.
I would
Yeah.
use different
Like,
markers.
Yeah, I
something.
would have different colored
Pens.
pens.
Yeah, like I would take all the ones I want.
I hate
Anyways,
to digress, but
let's not
anyways,
like- yeah, thank you,
I'm just
thank you.
But I'm just so
Alright.
fascinated with you.
Rainmaker.
Yeah.
God, fucking
So you
damn
know,
it.
hey, this is a
I'm gonna blame it on Tabitha.
Blame it on the rain.
Maker.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
So it's a John Grisham novel.
Yes.
Correct.
You know, I haven't read any of
Great author.
I want to.
Yeah.
I've read quite a few.
Although
of
my
them.
favorite
Yeah.
author
I heard
is
he's great.
James Patterson,
He is.
but
Yeah,
James.
I read the movie. I read the movie. I read the book before.
yeah.
I read
So
the movie.
Hey, I
and
seen
read-
the book.
and saw the book. I just looked at the book and I read the movie.
so 1995 is when this came out.
I was
So,
running the mad
As a
streets
book.
of Sacktown.
As a book.
oh,
The book came out in 1995.
okay,
Yes.
But
yes.
you know, it's supposedly that John Grisham like said in some in a meeting or something where somebody was giving a lecture on this big settlement that he got. Like it's supposed to be is based on a somewhat of a real story, not in the millions, but this attorney that won this big settlement.
Yeah,
And then
I've
after
heard-
after he won the big settlement, and I don't know if it was against an insurance company or not, he decided that the first trial he was ever in, he got a big win, and he left at the height of his game, and he went to go teach.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he teaches this shit. So it's based kind of like loosely on some dude like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Cool.
But so the Rainmaker, it's a pretty good story and stuff, and I think we could spin some good shit off of it. I got some good notes. I know Trisha got some heartfelt stuff that we're gonna talk about.
Can we start with one thing really quick that
Yeah.
you made me think of? You were talking about how in the book, or the story that they used it from. They said it was kind of like a real thing that happened, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like that intense. Like they kind of hyperbolized it, like in the movie, if you will.
Yeah.
Like so. A cool thing is, I thought about this because I really just got to thinking about John Grisham. Like I know he's an amazing author,
Yeah.
and I read so much, but like I don't read a lot of fiction. And so he's just somebody I've never read, but
Yeah.
I'm going to check him out. Trish said he's read a bunch of them. But anyways,
So really quick. So what's the truth? Joel Cohen later clarified that the movie is based on an actual event, but that the surrounding story is fictional.
Yeah. So it's
He
a
said
pretty
if
cool
an
story.
audience believes that
Unfortunately-
something's based on a real event, it gives you permission to do things they might otherwise not accept.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is like shit like that happens.
oh yeah,
sure
absolutely.
does. Sure
And
does.
back to really quick, make this super short so you can continue.
Yeah.
As a storyteller, this is something that I've learned through like just my psychology type studies or whatever. But when you study people who are really good at storytelling and you study deception, like you end up intersecting those two things, and you realize one of the best parts or one of the only places to be an excellent liar is through the proper use of lying and storytelling.
Yeah.
And it says the best way and the only way where you can really elaborate on a lie and extend the truth in a sense is when you're telling a story that has a point to be made that's going to allow somebody to learn a lesson that's they should learn, but the things you lie about are the things that are they happen, they're real, but you just make them bigger and to give them more effect, so that the ultimate at the end the story carries more weight. And just a little, you guys got me down this rabbit hole of psychology.
yeah, man. You're back in it. God damn it.
But that was it. Sorry, guys. It's been 2 weeks.
I know. So people need to know that we are giving you a longer episodes as we missed, doing last week. So you're going to get some time. If you missed us, you're going to get a lot of us. Yeah. You ain't going to miss us again.
Yeah, I'm going to be.
So listen, man. The director of this movie, badass motherfucker. He's one of my favorites. Francis Ford Coppola.
Do you know who his nephew is?
No.
I've been to his winery.
Who's that? Who's his nephew?
Nicholas Cage.
Nicholas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage. Yes. I love Nicholas Cage.
So, Francis Ford
and
Coppola.
The history of cuss words.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Francis Ford Coppola movie.
Dick.
What was his big movie?
Dracula.
Trish with the Wind.
Dracula.
Never seen it.
That's what you going with?
No, wait.
Nah.
No. You're right.
Come the fuck on.
But it has to do with Dracula.
Nah.
No.
What are we talking about right now? The Winona Ryder Dracula?
Francis Ford Coppola has 2 movies that made him. Well, he has movies that made him great.
He has a winery.
2 of them. The winery ain't got shit to do with a little thing
good.
called The Fucking Godfather.
Oh yeah.
And check
that little fucking thing.
Yeah. And then check this shit out. Yeah, Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Francis Ford Coppola.
Francis
Ford
I
Coppola.
would never guess those.
So Apocalypse Now is a great movie. It's based on a book, and So when he was a film student, he always wanted to do this movie. And then when he makes The Godfather and he makes millions, he goes, I'm going to take all the $1 million. I get fucking goosebumps on this shit. And he goes, hey, I'm going to go ahead and invest
he's almost
in this movie that he wanted to make. And he basically took this old movie that was based like in the old times, and he based it on like the Vietnam War, same story. And he goes to the Philippines to make it. And he goes, hey, we're going to do this movie in 2 months. So 8 months later,
we're gonna make it in 2 months.
You told me the story.
Yeah. And like, fuck, what a great movie, man. And so like, he ends up basically halfway through. He's telling people, he's at a press conference. He goes, nobody go watch this fucking thing.
I can't remember if I've seen that.
Oh man, we're gonna have to watch it.
It's been so long.
And it's like,
I don't know if I have or not.
listen, and it's Marlon Brando is just. He's a weird motherfucker. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that right now. Like like Marlon Brando did some fucked up shit, but goddamn, that dude's good.
What fucked up shit? I'm not familiar.
Oh, he's a fucked up individual.
Well, he was The Graduate.
Yeah, like we're not gonna disparage the man on the as the rotor turns, but he did some weird shit. Let's just say this: Dateline would be on his ass.
Yeah,
we love Dateline.
I'm worried about this.
Marlon Brando's not a good dude, but hell of an actor.
Yeah,
hell of an actor, man. He just he did some weird shit. Anyways, let's leave it at that. But go ahead. Francis Ford Coppola, badass motherfucker, Rainmaker.
Yeah. He sure was.
Hey, listen.
That was a great.
Yeah.
I had to put a face to Marlon Brando.
Oh, yeah, man. He's not a good dude, man.
Wasn't who I was thinking about. All right.
Yeah, anyway, so as far as like, and you brought up a good point. We need to really stick to the categories that we want to do here. So let's start off with cast.
Okay, for Bindles.
Yes.
For Bindles. So before we start you throwing names of the cast and stuff, what is your Bindle rating? Again, for people listening for the first time, a Bindle is a homeless man bag. He's with a stick.
With the bandana
some people in the South may call it carpetbagger. But
carpet baggage?
Yeah. So how many Bindles would you give that? 0 to 5.
For which part again?
Cast.
For cast.
The cast. Well, I think before you asked me what I'm going to give it, I think you asked me like, how do I like? I thought you were going somewhere before.
Well, you brought up like we should stick to the category.
Oh yeah. Because like
we shouldn't sway from.
So before we throw names out, I want to know what your rating is.
Okay, so
really
quick.
That we should kind of switch it up here and there.
Well, so we've been doing like we'll rate like 2 or 3 things for like we'll give like 4 bindles or 5 bindles, but like we don't do it consistently. Like rate the same things, and I want to make sure from now on we rate like the same shit, like the same 4 things, and then maybe each movie might get its own thing, whatever it may be, but particular to that movie.
Yeah.
Cast, plot.
So cast, the plot. I guess. See what else we can use. We'll start with those. We'll just spitball here.
So let's do cast. Yes.
I'll give it.
Man, he's deep in thought. Oh.
4. I gotta give it a 5.
Oh man, I do like a 5.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like it is a 5 fucking movie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So-
it's gotta be 4.5 to 5.
And there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that come into play, but like,
I mean, Matt Damon.
well, Matt Damon, and a really cool thing I like about Matt Damon is Jerry Weintraub. You familiar with Jerry?
Yeah.
So Jerry Weintraub wrote that book, When I'm Dead. When I Stop Talking, You'll Know I'm Dead. And he talks about how he, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, like the Ocean's 11 crew.
Yeah.
Like he didn't create them, but like they were at a very early part of all of their careers. They got together and said, "Let's be a tribe." And
Yeah.
Jerry Weintraub facilitated so much of their growth.
Ryan, do you know any of the others? Like, do you know Danny DeVito?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mickey Rourke?
Yes. Who was that? Was that
Dreyfus?
Dreyfus in the threw me-
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Art
Danny
Dreyfus?
Glover.
Danny Glover's in it.
Well, Danny Glover. Yeah.
Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Virginia Madsen.
I knew all of those people except for the last one. But was it not? And I didn't look it up and research it myself. But the guy who was that not Dreyfus?
Oh no, and
Vince. No, Vaughn.
That wasn't Rich.
What's her face's dad?
Yeah,
Is
it's
the
a Voight.
lawyer.
Brad Pitt's father-in-law.
Yeah.
Wait. Brad Pitt.
John
John
Voight.
Voight.
John
John
Voight.
Voight.
That's
it.
Yep, John Voight.
Wait, what are we
That's,
talking? Are we talking about the movie?
Yeah,
John Voight.
John Voight's the
other-
She just said Brad Pitt.
No,
No,
she
I
said
said
Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt because it's Angelina Jolie's
Angelina
Dad.
Jolie's dad is John Voight. He was the
Voight.
lawyer.
Right.
The
for
bad,
great benefit.
The mean lawyer.
But
Great
you're talking about
benefit
the kid's dad. Is he talking about the kid's
What
dad? Is he
kid's
Richard?
The guy who I said was Dreyfus?
Yeah.
No, the guy they bring up on stage. God, I can't believe I didn't research it. As one of the witnesses that Voight didn't know he was coming on stage. The guy who knew that Section U was in the manual.
Oh, that was the CEO of the
Yeah,
company.
CEO of the company.
Was
yeah.
that not Dreyfus?
No, I don't
No,
think
that's
that.
not. No, that's not.
Not Richard Dreyfuss.
No.
Really?
No, it's not Richard.
Not even
Dreyfuss.
fucking close. Jesus.
It-
No.
What? Hold on.
Very similar, but it's not. It's no.
It's not.
It's not even.
It's
close.
It was questionable to where I wasn't sure, but
No.
it is close. I'm gonna see if I can
It's
pull the
Not
picture.
even
of him.
close.
No, it's
tell
right
you
here.
what,
I
okay.
gotcha.
It's not even
No,
close.
it's not.
But I was like, what? And it threw me off with the age of him and then like the movie. But like,
Yeah, I ain't no Richard Dreyfuss.
No, it's no. Here it is. Cast.
It's but
hold on.
you know,
Go ahead. Where were we? Sorry.
Roy Scheider.
yeah,
Roy Scheider.
yeah, ain't not even close. I was like, I was
Bro.
not even going with that. I was
Yeah,
like,
no,
Jesus
Roy
Christ.
Scheider was the CEO of the company that when they threw him the book about the Section U, he was trying to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know,
You can't
Randy
tell
Travis.
me.
it's like,
Was in there.
yeah. So Danny Glover though.
I love Danny
God,
Glover's
man,
character.
was he not a fucking good dude they put in that
Yeah.
movie?
No, he was a great judge.
Oh wow. I'm sorry. I had the names fucking mixed up. I don't know
Yeah.
who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss, Roy Scheider.
That's who I was thinking of. Is Roy? Yeah, I looked. I was like,
Yeah,
how
you
can you
said-
tell me
yeah.
that that's not that
Yeah,
guy? I was like, okay, got it.
So
who's
you know
Richard Dreyfuss?
so the first judge was who?
Yeah, definitely not that guy. That's the guy from What About Bob?
Who was the first judge? You remember him?
It was hold on. a
Who
second.
played the first
I just
judge?
The guy that was
Dean
coughing.
Stockwell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Name one thing that he was in that was fucking a badass
Oh
fucking
dude,
series.
I know that
Was he
face.
Columbo?
Huh?
Was he? Was it? No.
No.
Was
no,
he what?
No,
Columbo?
no, he ain't no
No.
Columbo. Jesus,
Dean
man.
Stockwell.
His
yeah,
voice
what,
sounds a lot
what the
similar.
fuck? He's been in a lot of shit.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
in one badass series,
I
man.
know.
You
Was
know.
it?
I knew you would know this. That's why I brought it up. Quantum Leap.
Oh my god, that's right.
He's the Quantum Leap guy,
Oh my
yeah,
God, that show
yeah.
was great.
Yeah, man.
Yes, he was. Yes.
So,
Haven't seen it.
anyways,
That's right. I do remember him.
Yes,
Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
yeah.
That's right.
And then Danny Glover, though, man, he fucking did awesome in that shit.
Yeah.
He did awesome as a judge.
You know, and you know,
And he gave
Lethal Weapon.
he
yeah,
gave Matt Damon or Rudy, whatever,
Yeah.
a lot of leeway when he was.
yeah, but he
he'd
was,
be
In
like-
the book, it was the
He'd
same
be like,
way.
okay, overruled, or
Yeah.
he's looking at it and they're trying to tell him you're on the right track, but You gotta, you know.
Yeah.
A little bit more,
Yes.
sweetheart. Yeah.
So what you got for plot though? You know, so
We got 5 on the cast.
Yeah, hold on. I had a couple things more on the cast here that I want to
What you
bring
got?
up.
What you got?
Yo, man, this is pretty good. Hold on, put my
Oh.
glasses on.
Remember
at
what
some
I
shit.
asked you earlier?
Oh yes, tell him about this.
Okay. So, does anybody recognize who Claire Danes' abusive husband was?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh man, she said this. So I've seen this shit. I go,
was
man.
this dude? Oh yeah.
You know what show he
yeah,
was on?
yeah.
What show was he on?
No, but I remember he had a tucked in T-shirt with. He was a baby boomer wearing he had
it
the
was
tennis shoe, the
Andrew
go
Shue.
fastest with the jeans and the shirt
Yeah,
tucked
yeah,
in.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, God damn, that's
It was
when they thought it
Andrew
looked.
Shue, and he used to be on Melrose Place.
Yeah,
His
man.
sister was Elizabeth Shue
Elizabeth Shue is his sister.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
from Cocktails.
From Cocktail and
Yeah.
from other.
Oh yeah, she's
From,
been in a
from
million
other
things.
Karate Kid.
Karate
Yeah.
Kid.
Hey, have you seen
What was
Cocktail?
that,
Seen what?
Val Kilmer
Cocktail?
Movie?
Don't think so.
Oh man,
Val
hey,
Kilmer movie?
hey,
It
what
was
did I
about
tell you?
Energy. The movie she was within.
The Saint.
Saint.
Oh, I was
That's a
gonna
good
say
movie.
what? Val Kilmer, Willow.
You never seen that movie either, have you? That's a good movie.
But yeah,
Maybe.
Andrew Shue was the abusive,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boyfriend.
Melrose Place. Yeah, it's pretty good.
and he was on Melrose.
We're
Place.
gonna
Never
talk about
seen
some of that
Melrose
shit because
Place.
I got some good shit about that.
Okay.
So listen.
What you got?
So,
I don't know.
I used to love me some Melrose Place,
hey,
by the way. I'm just
never missed an episode
saying.
myself.
Neither did I. Every
Yeah, I never
freaking-
missed it.
every
Seen
week.
it.
So you know what's funny is I worked this contract in Haiti, and in the apartment complex they put us in there. The lady that built the apartment complex, you know, for Americans in there, was a Melrose Place fan. So the apartment that they put us in, remember when I went to the Haiti ambulance, I'll tell you that shit. They had it was the Melrose Place apartment with the pool and everything. Yeah, it was badass. I was like, man, we're Melrose Place.
There was a pool in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
awesome.
I love that shit. You know, and I never missed an episode 90210. So 90210 would
dude.
come on before Melrose
I
Place.
saw every freaking
Yeah.
single episode.
Oh yeah.
Both of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know I love me some shit like that.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Hey, so one of the other things, John Voight. So you kind of about who was his daughter? That was a question I had for Ryan.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, you know, and
Yep.
you guys ruined that.
Sorry.
And then
We got ahead of ourselves on that one.
and then obviously Matt Damon. Goodwill.
Matt Damon.
Have you seen Goodwill Hunting? That was
No,
that's,
no,
see
no.
that's what I played earlier. Yeah, that's a good one.
movie,
That's a
too.
good one to see. That's
Fucking
coming up.
amazing.
Now,
And Ben Affleck. Those.
That
so
was probably one of my favorite movies for that year.
so that
I
guy,
liked it even more than Rainmaker.
Which guy?
they
Ben Affleck or
no. This
Matt
is a
Damon?
Matt
No.
Damon.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh,
Okay.
Mickey Rourke.
Right. So he was Butch, the attorney, right? So Mickey Rourke.
Bruiser.
Sorry,
Bruiser.
Bruiser. So it's a B word.
I know.
Started with a
So
B.
how to now if
I'm
you,
glad you didn't forget.
so this Mickey Rourke, this is his first big movie coming that he came back. He's done a bunch of movies before this. He's a big '80s actor,
Okay.
and then like he kind of like fucking fell out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like
he
nobody.
fell off the face of the earth.
So
for a bit.
and if you see a movie from the '80s, and then you see Mickey Rourke's movies now, and his face completely different. He don't look the same.
Okay.
And it's not an aging thing. How do you think he fucked up his face?
I wouldn't know where to start.
This is kind of interesting. A lot of people don't even know this shit.
I don't.
So Mickey Rourke in the '80s, he did a lot of these like fucking love movies. He did a lot of bad movies, but he did a couple. He had a couple big roles. But then all of a sudden he's like, man, fuck.
Ooh, 9.5 weeks was a good
Yeah, that's so like. Anyways, show him a picture from 9.5 weeks. See what he looks like.
Hang on, let me images.
Yeah. So go Mickey Rourke in the '80s. Like if you Google that, so
Mickey
Mickey,
Rourke.
you're gonna see how different he looks. But how his face gets fucked up is boxing. So
Okay.
he went
Yeah.
back to being a professional boxer.
Oh my god. Look at this.
Look at this shit. Watch
Look
this
at him
shit.
here. Look at him.
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's Mickey Rourke.
That's Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
What the?
No shit.
Yeah.
He
That's
don't
Mickey
even look
Rourke.
the same, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see how
And
boxing
then
could do that.
now-
He's cute
Oh,
there.
Yeah, he's a handsome
that was
dude.
The 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the 80s.
Huh.
I've never thought he was attractive in any
Yep.
of the
Yeah.
And
things
then
I've seen.
now you look at him. Look at this.
Yeah.
So
Let me see
basically,
it.
he becomes this dude that's like so hard to work with, and no director wanted to work with him. So he went back to boxing, and then he comes back.
It's almost like he got
And he was
punched
a
into
handsome,
him.
like, model.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was on his way to a Val Kilmer kind of.
Yeah. So then he comes back and he plays Bruiser in that, and then the next role that he gets is fucking awesome. Sin City. He's in the. He's
no
in
shit.
Sin City. This is the very next role he gets, and
I don't remember.
and then he does a badass movie.
Look at this.
Look at that shit. That's fucked up. Yeah. So
Same fucking guy.
yeah. So then he does this movie, the big one that he came back with, and is The Wrestler.
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, I know you haven't seen it. That's why I mentioned it. So The Wrestler, fucking great movie.
Okay.
Because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I
was big into like WCW and WWF growing up.
Yeah, I mean, you practically grew up in a giant trailer park, so I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your dad and your stepdad would have lost his truck driver license if you didn't watch wrestling.
Yeah. yeah. I remember one of the first magazines I ever read was a wrestling magazine.
Yeah.
I remember Gold Dust was in it, but I read it I read it on the road with my dad. I remember being like, well, I got fucking nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I got to get something to read. I bought a magazine at a fucking truck stop.
Do you know who Gold Dust's dad is?
No idea.
Oh man.
Who's Goldust?
Goldust is he's a wrestler. WWF.
Roddy Piper was in that same magazine.
Yeah. So Goldust's dad is fuck. I don't remember the guy's name now. Dusty Rhodes. He's Dusty Rhodes' son.
No shit.
Yeah, he's Dusty Rhodes' son. Hey
Get
man,
the fuck out.
things that you'll never fucking get me on is the Kevin Bacon game and wrestling.
True that. And I believe that.
And
I've
wrestling.
never challenged the second one, but I challenged him once.
Wrestling, you ain't gonna get me on some
See,
wrestling.
I know nothing really about wrestling.
Yeah, man.
I know, like, obviously
Shit.
the Hulk or
Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan and
Well, let's not relegate like WCW and WWF to
See, I
anything
really-
less than
I
what it
really
is now.
Yeah.
wrestlers, Andre the Giant,
I knew we would get to this when I mentioned the wrestler. So I wanted to bring you back
I don't know
to
the difference between
to,
WWE or WCC, Cap, Con.
so and this is where I'm gonna challenge our researcher here. So on 11/18/1997, Vince McMahon was accused of spreading steroids in the WWF.
Okay.
Vince McMahon.
I did not read that.
Yeah, so,
Little Stephanie's dad.
yeah, hey man, who's this? It's like I'm just throwing a little shit out there because I'm good at research.
Yeah.
Vince
Anyways, you got to pee because you're doing your pee dance.
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh goodness. We're back.
So
I was in the bathroom peeing and had a question, and you had answered it already. Trish, you look like a troll. Look.
I am.
There you go. Yeah, you can see her.
She's the love of my life, everybody. Yeah, that's
But yeah,
fine.
so I remember we recently, in a couple episodes ago, maybe
Poppy.
last one, absolutely, or the last one or two ago, breaking the seal, ADH, oxytocin.
So
Antidiuretic hormone.
antidiuretic hormone
Mm-hmm.
is stored in the posterior pituitary gland with oxytocin.
Okay.
Oxytocin.
So it's always released together. So when you drink alcohol, you stop the release of antidiuretic
you don't have
hormone.
any more.
So that's why you pee more.
So you drink more alcohol, you stop the release of antidiuretic hormone,
and that's why you're peeing.
and that's why I'm paying.
Double
And
negative.
then
It was.
alcohol also is a because you're not releasing the oxytocin, then you're vasally dilating, which is why you have a headache when you start,
That's why you should drink a lot of water while you drink a lot of alcohol.
because you get dehydrated.
I like to
Right,
drink a lot of
you get
alcohol
dehydrated.
at the same time that I
Yeah.
drink a lot of alcohol.
Yeah. So that's
Cool.
why. Yeah, there
That's
you
what I
go.
mean.
Same.
There you go. So
It's
so
canceled.
so the guy you were confusing with John Voight in the movie,
Roy Scheider.
with
Bro, for like 20 years.
not John Voight, but it was Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
You're confusing him with
who's the What About Bob guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Such
so
a
that
good movie.
but they were both in Jaws.
They were.
And that's what
Yes,
fucked
they
me up
were.
my whole life.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
like someone said Richard
I thought they
Dreyfuss,
were
and I was
the
like, the
same
guy
guy.
from Jaws, and they were like,
So
yeah.
you know-
Didn't
so-
know that was the
they're
other guy in
they're
Jaws.
really-
There
Same.
was more than one dude in Jaws.
Yeah.
All right, so welcome back. P breaks
Yeah,
over.
yeah. So plot.
Plot.
How many
So we
Vendels?
get 5 for the.
Cinco.
Tabitha's throwing
Vendolinos.
5 over there.
Huh?
Tabitha's throwing a 5
Cinco
over there.
Vendolinas.
Cinco Vendolinos.
What she said.
Yeah. All right.
I concur.
So how many Bendels you giving it,
I
Ryan?
think I like it. I like, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give it 5. And let me tell you, there's a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Stereo.
So, first of all, kind of like we talked about earlier, like I liked how John Grisham,
Yeah.
and what was his name? Acapella.
No, Francis Ford Coppola.
He was the guy who helped.
He's the director.
The
The
director,
yeah.
And then, but John Grisham wrote
John
the book.
Grisham wrote the book.
Right.
He was the author.
He was the author. I like how they capitalized on a very important perspective that we need to be aware of, and that we can all agree. Long story short, that happens.
Of course.
Obviously, and you did you looked it up really quick. Like it was based off of a pretty much a true story, and
Yeah.
nobody needs to be told that, but like we know that that's common theme, like in the industry of like
Yeah.
insurance,
Of
regardless, right?
course. Yeah.
So when you have the opportunity to take a cast like that to where you can get viewers that are already going to view, and then people who are simply going to choose to view based off of your cast, and be like, I'll check it out. I like these guys. As a team, they really utilize their chance to talk to America and talk to the human population and be like, hey man, like there's a lot of bullshit you're gonna fucking see, and there's a lot of shit you're not gonna find out any other way. Like, let's take the opportunity to do this. So
The insurance
that's
industry is very shiesty.
right,
Oh,
and that's why I it means a lot
is
to
the
me
hospital
to
industry.
see there's individuals in the industry that will put themselves in a position to make a movie like this, because the truth is once you make a certain type of movie, you're only allowed to make a certain type of movie unless the other types of movies you make are like not incongruent or contradictory to the genre of types of movies you already make. So if you affiliate with the type of people who believe in the message that was being portrayed in this movie, there's a lot of people who don't want you in their circle.
Fuck
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Right,
fuck those
right.
people.
So I appreciate that, and I think it's amazing, and I think that's one of the best parts about the video and music and just industry in general of being able to touch the public, is having the people together to make that type of movie to spread that message, because there's a million people in the world who are already trying to do that and spread that message, but their efforts will never have the effect that movie had, and that's the cool thing about it. But yeah, so as far as plot goes, like I love it when somebody capitalizes on their ability to make a huge impact and really just do
Yeah, the
something.
good guys won.
Yeah.
And
And
that one.
and it didn't even matter that they won, even if they had lost, if the message still
Yeah.
would have been the same.
Well, no, but
And-
exactly. And it portrayed in the movie that they won.
Oh, yeah.
But the company went bankrupt, so they were awarded $50 million, but
Yeah, but
they
no-
weren't
nobody
gonna
got a
get
dime,
a
yeah.
red cent
Right.
because the company ended up
Right,
folding.
and I'm glad you
because-
said that, because you make a very good point that I'd kind of forgotten, is like it illustrated without having, well, I guess they pretty much said it, but that one woman, and she said it herself,
Yeah,
but I
one
think a lot of
woman
people hear it, but they don't
made an
rethink it
impact.
and take it in, but
Yeah.
that one woman.
That one person made
and,
an
and,
impact.
and her believing in that so much that the people around her couldn't help but either believe it or get the fuck
Yeah,
out of there.
and
So
it-
she created the team and
Right.
the
And
efforts
but it
necessary.
showed other people
Absolutely.
that
So at the end
one
of the
person can make a difference.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So like
Absolutely.
to kind of summarize the plot. I mean, somebody never seen
So
it.
yeah, that was my.
So the plot
Five
basically
minutes.
is that these people, poor income people, and the movie's based in Mississippi, right? Is it Mississippi? No, Memphis.
Memphis.
Memphis, yeah. So poor economic people, like, with and they get a door-to-door salesman that sells them like cheap insurance, and so
Yeah.
they're taking money, hard-earned
Taking
money,
advantage of the poor.
change to certain people, but a lot of money to others, and they're buying insurance when they're healthy, and then all of a sudden something bad happens, and now you have insurance, so your insurance company can pay for you to get a treatment for this thing that's killing you, and the insurance company denies it.
And what a slap in the face, though,
Yeah.
that, they denied
Yeah,
every fucking claim that had come through. And remember, he was like, how many claims out of 11,000? It was like 9,000 something. And then
They
how
denied
many-
all of them.
Well, yeah, but then he had another
Yeah.
another number.
How many did you actually? end
Right?
up
How
paying?
many?
Yeah.
I mean,
and the reality is that a lot of times, and it's kind of interesting that we picked this movie when the situation. We got Tabitha's here, Trisha's got here, and I know you got some stuff you want to say about it. So but we're gonna get to it. There's some things I want to say about it because it addresses us. But how many times a big company or big people pick on a small person and just going like, hey, we have more attorneys, we have
Always.
more
Well,
time,
Well, that's bullies.
and and this person will not fight us because they don't have the means to.
Right,
Always.
exactly.
And again, I started the show by saying this is like, motherfuckers, you think I don't have the means? I may not, but I got the fucking will, and I will fight you.
Right.
You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. Go ahead.
They're bullies. They were bullies.
And I think it's certainly the will, but I think it's more of the heart. And I think maybe now that I put more thought into it, I think one of the things they might have been trying to portray is that you're gonna have like all these lawyers you're gonna have to go against.
Yeah,
and all
you
these
saw
people-
during
how-
the movie you would have Matt Damon by himself.
Right.
Rudy was by himself, and then you have John Voight and like 7 other fucking attorneys.
Yeah, 7 other legals.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I think one of the things because of the message being portrayed and what they were doing with this movie, that ultimately kind of what I was saying is the empowerment that gives people.
Well, that's
It really gets to show
It only
them.
takes one person to make a difference.
Right, and that's kind of
I think part of that is like them actually utilizing the jury, and that like who the jury kind of connects with.
they turn you're the jury when you
I
watch
know.
that movie. You're the jury, and that's what they do a
Absolutely.
great job of. Is
Yeah.
they make exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're watching the movie, you feel like you're part of the jury.
And that's why it's
Like, what would you, if you are in that lady's situation, what would you do?
right, and that's how they
Like,
make you feel.
every day of the week, I would be on her side.
And yes, and I'm glad you said it. That's a perfect example of why I appreciate the fact they made the movie to make this message, because you couldn't help it. You will become the jury when you watch this.
Fuck
And
yeah,
whether
I
you
will.
believe or what you came into the movie thinking or believing anyways, you're going to have to feel. You only get one option.
But
When
wait,
you're put in that position,
you're
you can't
also
help
going
but
for the
feel.
underdog.
But right, you can't
You
help
know.
but feel that. The way you feel at the end of that movie
You
and the
feel
way the
empathy.
jury
Yeah, you feel
finishes,
empathy
like
for that person.
you're forced into that position as
You know,
as the
you know
audience.
what's
I've seen that shit in real life, and it is disgusting.
you know what's interesting is that a lot of people will hear me in the podcast, hear me talk, and kind of make an assumption of who I am, and they don't realize, I am a certified legal nurse consultant, and I've testified against doctors. I've done depositions and stuff, and a lot of medical things don't make it to a courtroom, and the reason behind it is the fact that as an insurance company, as a hospital, when somebody's injured and there's damage is done and it makes it, is you gotta settle it, because if you take it to a courtroom and
You
you
run the
have an
risk.
opinion, you run
yeah.
the risk of doing stuff. You do your thing, it's fine.
No, yeah, go ahead. No.
You're gonna run the risk of doing stuff, and I'm happen to be a difference in the legal nurse consulting stuff that I do is that I read more cases than I take. I read more cases than I take. I probably read a couple a week. Actually, I get a few from now. And now I got a new partner, he just moved to town, and he sends me stuff all the time. and like, I'll read more, but I don't take shit that doesn't have merit to it. And, if I take something that I go to a deposition in, and this is the reputation I have, is that I'm going to make somebody, when I take it, I'm fucking sure. And don't put me in a room where you're going to record me, because I'm sympathetic. And that's where people fucking go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put me in front of somebody, they go, oh, we're going to bring this guy. I have been depoted in front of physicians that are making 5 times the amount they're paying me.
Right. But when you come
And when I come in, I shut their fucking $500 an hour dude down. Because, man, this is the thing. My passion is the patient.
Yeah.
right, and I think that's what makes you that powerful. Is like at the end of the day, all you needed to know is that the thing was right. And then once you bring Carlos into it, like you can't stand against that, because you can know what's right and do what's right and try to argue against that to a million people.
My passion,
but they can still find a way to like figure out how you didn't meet their expectations, or you didn't give them the opportunity to still say you're wrong or whatever.
My passion is the
But when
patient,
you
man.
bring that passion with
That's
all
it.
you needed to know was that it was right, you make it undeniably right and inarguably whatever it ends up supposing to be. Like, and that's a beautiful thing, because not everybody can do that.
A couple topics in this movie that make me
that make sense?
That makes me passionate is this, and this is one of the things. And again, we got a couple people got a couple people that have things they want to talk about. In the aviation industry, one of the things that we get a bad name for is the bill the patient gets. Right, we're not gonna call the helicopter; going to cost a bunch of people money, and a lot of people don't know that Florida is not one of those places. And the
that
reason,
bill you.
no, exactly, because this is what happened in Florida back in I think it's back 5 years ago. We did this billing act where if you're a company that has medical insurance, if you're going to bill a person in Florida and you sell your insurance in Florida, then you have to sign an agreement with the aviation ambulance industry that you're going to pay this amount, whatever the amount is. Nobody knows. But whatever company transports you, they bill the insurance company. The insurance company's already agreed to pay that. And they pay it. So the out-of-pocket costs for the patient,
Like a deductible, like the whole thing.
whatever they decided on, the agreeable cost. Let's say
So it'll never touch the patient's pocket.
it never touches the
Tracking.
patient's pocket.
Okay.
So the out-of-pocket cost for the person in the state is whatever the deductible is. And I looked the number up. In Orange County, for example, do you know what the total amount that was paid in aviation industry in 2020?
Like patients paying
Per
to the, per patient.
The patient that got flown out in Orange County in
I have
2020.
two guesses.
The total amount
Oh, altogether.
altogether.
Well, I couldn't tell you, but let me say that. I
They
guess
got
if
flown
I had to guess how much they were paying, I would
Yeah.
say anywhere between,
Got flown by helicopter from a scene.
let's say like
So
$0 or like
you're
$1,500 a patient tops.
Are you saying patient cost or
The total cost of out of pocket for in Orange County was
So like all the
for a
patients in
patient
for
in
patient
Orange County?
and for Orange County.
$300
wait,
It's
wait.
per-
This per patient.
$5 million.
We're talking about, or just
per
all?
patient.
No, all together.
Oh,
See, that's where we're confused.
All
And
together
I put that in 1 year.
in 1 year.
Orange County,
Orange County.
all the patients flown.
Yes.
How much altogether did they come out of
Out-of-pocket
pocket? Couldn't tell you, but I would guess if I.
$5
You said like 300 a person. I was gonna guess either 0 or like 1,500 a person.
It's gonna
tops.
fuck you up when I tell this number. What you say, Tabitha?
Or zero.
5 million.
5 million. We got.
Oh wait,
over
a
there?
person
No,
for a flight?
Total.
The
Total.
Oh, sorry. Right. Fair
The
enough.
whole
Okay.
year,
Okay.
The whole.
Check this out. This is a fucked up number. This is gonna fuck you up. $850.
fuck, I was close.
So yeah, I said either $0.
Total deductible.
So yeah,
Orange
wait.
County.
So out of all the people that were flown,
All
All
together,
of the people in
the
2020,
deductible,
$850.
$850.
so and that's a lot of people, I'm sure.
Total. How
Shut
many patients was that?
It was like I think it was around 27 or some patients flown out. Usually there's
That's
no.
awesome.
So
There's no-
27 patients were flown in 1 year.
Yep. No out of pocket costs.
So what's important is had
$850.
had they all paid, that would have been somewhere.
So
like
that's a
some
20,
crazy number, like what?
27 companies that paid, right? So that
Paid
but
the insurance, right?
yeah, so there's no out of pocket cost to the person. Actually, every air ambulance company that operates in the state has to set up something called an advocacy line. So if the patient's family or the patient gets a phone call from anybody billing them for the flight, like the insurance company, they call that number and the phone call stop. So it's kind of crazy. So a lot of people don't realize
Does
that.
anybody know what that number is?
You know, because and again, here I am, the smallest. Every company has a
never need
different. Trish, every company has a different number, so we give people
Check.
this thing. So the reality is this, guys, and this is what's important: is that here I am, a small person. I've sat through a lot of conference calls this week in our industry. I've sat through stuff, and the industry doesn't advertise that. Doesn't advertise the advocacies that are out there for patients, and all people know, the civilian knows, is the fucking $40,000 bill that somebody got back in the early 2000s, and that hasn't happened in years. So people know our industry is making strides to make access to people, give them the care that they need, and they're not going to be bankrupt because they got hurt.
Yeah. That's
and
great.
and that's the thing that like we don't realize that what we do is expensive,
Yeah.
but it's necessary.
Right, but how shameful is that there's at any time ever the opportunity to
Yeah.
be allowed where the dictation of whether or
Yeah.
not a helicopter intercedes in the intervention of saving a life based off of financially whatever anywhere, like what the fuck?
And
That's sad, man.
I like to think that I'm a very I like to try to look at things from every angle and every side. Before I make a decision on stuff. So I like to look at things that and I pointed to Trish. Trish's very, in the last year we've gone through lots of. Trish's mom got cancer, and then she was at a hospital where she was getting substandard care. The care was horrible. They didn't take care of her mom. They didn't treat her pain. She just felt uncomfortable, and then made a decision help her change where she went. She went to another place where she got amazing care. And like her cancer, like last week she had a visit. What was it they said last week?
She had the results of her PET scan, and it, like, through the chemotherapy, it has significantly decreased. So they're going to do a hysterectomy and then possibly radiation. And they think she'll be good.
And this is the thing, man. When you have some place that just advertises this, care that's not the truth, and then you go to someplace else, it's not maybe you're not going to call it the top place, but is it the top place because the patient comes first? A few episodes back, we talked about this. They go, man, you could have gone to doctor school. You could have been a doctor. But the reality is that I am patient-centered. And being a nurse is patient-centered. It's holistic, and you call it whatever you want, but it's holistic and is what I do. And that defines me, and that's what I like to do for patients.
Absolutely.
This industry that we're in, this aviation industry, this job that we do, it's not a flight suit. It's not the cool ride. It's not the fast ride. It's the tailwind that you should have is feeling for the person you're going to go respond to. Preparing yourself to be the top of the class, to being the best fucking nurse and paramedic that this patient's going to get.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be. You should always be fucking striving to provide the best care.
Yeah.
And preparing yourself to provide the best care, and making sure that is at the least possible cost for that person.
Yeah. And
that's real, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody will come to know, like, you brought me into a quick rabbit hole. But there's nature protects itself in ways where it only allows people with your perspective and the way you do things and the way you are to maintain the realm you orchestrate, which is that realm where the rubber meets the road, where the patient is being taken care of by the provider at the moment, after the 911 call, before you get to definitive care. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who operate in that realm, but there's a lot of people who operate in that realm who are transitioning from one place to another in their life.
True.
You've spent a career there.
Yeah. Whole
You've
life,
taught about that realm.
Yeah.
There are people who come in and they go out. They might come back and they go out. But there's people who maintain the status quo and continually set the bar and create the standard to what it needs to be based off of the current. But hear me out. I don't want to lose my train of thought because I'm down a rabbit hole really quick. Out of all the people in the industry, it's safe to say this is fair for all industries. You fall into the percentage that leaves the legacy, and that comes and it comes from back to kind of what brought me into this was the sorry, I'm drunk.
I love these moments.
No, but the teaching and like you are capable. You have to be that type of person, and to maintain that, and you have the ability to bring the most dynamic perspectives at the street level, and then bring that into the classroom to create the most effect. Where it's without that you wouldn't be allowed to be the best teacher. Like, but you can the power of how you can go to a classroom and don't have to worry about if you ever step out onto a street again, because of your experience and the way that you see the world. You are going to give that to other people, and they're going to go out there and become just as good, if not better medics than you ever were.
I mean, that's my hope,
No, that's what you do, though. Yeah. But here's the thing: a million people want to do that, but like, you do have that. And forgive me, like, for losing my train of thought here. I'm not being sure if I made the point that I was trying to make.
I think it was made.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out. I got to edit this tonight.
Charlie Brown, wah, wah, wah,
yeah,
wah,
wah,
wah. No, I'm kidding.
One of the other.
So I got to watch these every time we do this. And I'm like,
so one of
that's where you got drunk right there.
Yeah. So one of the last thoughts that I think is extremely important and that I'm passionate about in this thing is the abuse, right? Like the Claire Danes getting beat up by her, that spousal abuse, and stuff like that happened in there. So, a little story people don't know. So, I was married before. And when in that
Ex-wives are the best wives.
Yeah. In that family I married,
I don't know where I heard that.
in the family I married into, when I first meet my ex-wife, there was there was a little girl that was pretty much like an adopted daughter into the family. You know, she was and she ends up getting pregnant when she was 16. Has a, I think that's your thing there. It's a video.
God damn it! Is that? Pardon me.
So in other words,
Okay.
so
I thought that was off.
yeah. So
It's okay.
she ends up anyways, comes back. Now she's 20 years old, and what you got to think is, like, now I've been married at that moment in time for I get like 6, 7 years or something like that, maybe less. But one day I respond to a call that where this girl, and I'll say her name. Her name was Sarah. This girl Sarah was killed by her boyfriend at the time. He had ex-boyfriend had kidnapped her, and he kills her. He beats her with a hammer, and I run that call. I went on that call and then treated her, and she ends up dying, obviously. And the thing is that how many people, like, as the trial goes on, how many people knew that she was getting beat up, and how many people did nothing about it? I happen to be one of the people that did not know that he was beating on her. And in this industry and in the first responder world, there's people that bring their work home and they don't know how to manage their abilities and lives and stuff like that, and they end up beating on their wives and doing things that they're not supposed to do. And the thing I think that I want to close with, and I want to give that message out to people, is that you don't have to take that. There is never a time that somebody putting their hands on you is okay.
No, it's unacceptable.
Never is that okay.
But here's the thing. The person that's receiving the abuse, you try to help them or try to get them out of it, and
sometimes it's hard,
and they don't want to, because
Well, the
that
problem
right there is hard in itself, because you're trying to help, but that person doesn't want to help themselves.
I think the biggest mistake we run into in that is that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But we always try to do that the same way with everybody. You've got to realize that anybody who's in that position, first of all, we recognize where they're at and we realize that shouldn't be happening. But there's the way that you haven't thought of yet to approach this situation that's going to be particular to this person. Because anybody is capable of recognizing the situation they're in, and you can bring them to that realization, but it's only going to come through you first being like, stop here, first of all, and recognize that I am not about to approach this the right way.
Unless we've been in their positions, we don't know.
Right, that's just it.
Right.
That's
We
just
don't
it.
know. You don't know,
And you
but
can try to help somebody all you want,
yeah,
and try to get them out of that situation, and they don't want to get themselves out of the situation,
But
which not only frustrates the person trying to help.
yeah. Hey, listen. This is the thing I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna use our position that we're in right now to maybe somebody with that situation listens to this, and the thing is that again, it ain't right.
No,
You
but
should
there's
never.
always a way out.
You should never get that, and there's ways out.
There's always a way out.
And we will help you find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
There's always
yeah,
a way out.
absolutely.
And you just have to reach out and ask for the help to
Yeah.
get out of it.
Damn right.
Call
To
us, email
No.
us.
Yeah, you send me a message. I send a dude named Pimpin to your house, and we'll fix the situation.
No,
Pimpin will help you get moved
no,
out.
but it's
That's-
true. But
he's
it's
just
true.
kidding.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
have to be willing to reach
Pimpin's a
out
listener.
to get the help. Because
Wait,
if
wait.
you don't want to get the help, then we can't help you.
Bro,
Pimpin's a listener. He listens. It's a man
Hold on.
named. It's a man by the name
We
of
are
Pimpin.
just kidding.
No, there's a man named Pimpin that
oh,
listens to this.
I thought you said thank you for listening.
No. I'm just saying a man named Pimpin listens to this thing,
I was
and
like,
he's a good like emergency phone call away.
So cool. So we weren't like about to like log off of this one.
No. So listen, what I'm saying is this. Listen, man.
Yeah, I haven't even started on my notes.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, let me get through them quick.
Hey.
I'll just make it.
Hey, I just there's a couple good serious topics
This
throughout
is
the
good
movie
processed
that were
turkey
good
right
things
here.
to talk about.
Yeah.
And those are my good thoughts about it, and that I want
Beeping.
yeah, that I want to make sure people listen to, and like just kind of like, hey man, we do care, and you know the big thing is just these corporations, the people that are just where somebody's just a number. Well, fuck them.
Yeah. I want to tie it to this. What you were just saying, and back to what I was saying, empowerment. I think if there's anything behind the message that we're trying to portray tonight, it's empowerment.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it, because we can't know what your position is. We can't sit here. We could tell you. We could hypothesize all day.
True.
But if you want to get anything from tonight, understand that based from the movie, the idea of being this one woman that was so empowered created the dynamic around her to affect the change that she had. And then you have the whole idea of Tabitha. We were just talking about help me out here.
Hey.
No.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna bring me back on track.
Yeah, let's just try to. So let me ask you this though.
What?
Let me ask you this.
We can't help you unless you help yourself.
Yeah, help yourself, right?
You gotta help yourself.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not.
That's not what I said.
I love when he gets on like a big deep track and it just goes off.
Bless you.
Hey, let me ask you this. In
Ask
the
me.
movie,
What you got?
in the movie, when Matt Damon and Claire Danes go to move her shit out, they're moving it,
Oh, yes,
stuff
yes.
there, right?
And he
the
comes
dude
in.
and the dude comes
Yes.
in,
Yes.
and
With the bat.
yeah, and then Matt Damon hits him with the bat, right, and the dude goes unconscious. He's
Right,
out.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the way,
That's on my notes,
I
but go
think
ahead.
It's a little hard to pull a whole cabinet down.
Oh, man.
You know, that was an
You never know.
intense scene.
That's a fucking
That was like
deep
a
scene.
13-second scene
You know,
where he
I
like.
can go to my house right now and try to fucking pull my cabinets.
Yeah,
and
you ain't doing
it's
that.
Not happening.
So let me ask you this though: when she says get out,
Yep.
Yeah.
get out, do you like? Are you in her mindset right then and there? What you got in your notes about that? Let me see. Let me hear you. Oh, he's
Well, she did right because.
Yeah.
because
I got a bat. I wrote bat not here tonight. Like so
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that scene.
Yeah. Go ahead. I want to know what you got. What you got about that scene? What you talking about, Willis?
That's how I would have done it.
Well, no,
I'd
but-
leave it at that.
No, but she did right
If
by
you want-
telling him to go away.
Yeah.
I
because
tell you everything I want. You need to know about how I feel about that scene. It's
her as
exactly how I
being
would
a
have done
battered
it.
woman and having
Yeah.
prior records of him beating
Yeah.
her. She's
Self-defense.
gonna have a better chance of getting away with it than
The other thing
if he
yeah.
were to have been involved.
Self-defense.
The
He
only
goes.
thing I might have done different is like right before I left, I might would have been like, "Do you need a water?" You know, like. But
Well,
that's
no,
it.
you know what I noticed is he shut the door with his hand, and I'm like, dude, your fingerprints are all
But-
over the fucking hand.
Hey,
But here's
she,
the thing, though. The context matches the story. A lot of times,
Yeah.
the evidence.
Who's dusting?
They
They don't
who's
even
dusting?
look.
Who's dusting
Who's
for prints on that
dusting?
one
Yeah,
there?
they're like, the fuck this scumbag.
But
So-
did you think that the second hit, when as soon as he closes the door, you hear her hit him
What?
again?
Yeah.
Do you think that was gonna come when Jesus?
Oh, I knew it. I knew for a
Well, she had
fact.
to finish it because obviously
Yeah.
he wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
and Either you finish it or he's gonna come
I
after you
would've
again.
done
I think because of the amount of intelligence that's just instilled through the storytelling up to that point, had you not done it the way you made people think you were going to do it,
Yeah.
and led them down that path, like that would have
Again,
been,
that's why it's
that would have been,
five
that would have been
facts.
incongruent with your
Yeah.
storytelling up to this point.
So you
Like-
know that whole scene was just fucking
I
insane.
loved it.
It's a fucking insane. You know, I'm
It's one of my
dying.
few notes.
I'm dying to know what's on that note card. Go ahead, tell everybody.
So my first note,
Yes,
Who would have thought
So,
Billy from
I told
Melrose
myself-
Place could have been such a jerk?
he's a dickhead.
first time using this method of note taking was just like, I'm just going to take a note when I feel encouraged to do so.
Oh yeah.
My first note was rice on the floor.
Oh
Do you remember the scene? I'll elaborate, but I was writing quick.
yeah. Go. I don't remember the scene.
So you remember when Rudy, he shows up with Danny DeVito and Danny's giving him like the rundown in the office.
oh
And
yes.
they get to the one office where that one like,
yeah,
the cleaner
the
girls-
library. Yeah.
Yeah,
Drops
the library.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
library.
yeah. Yeah, he drops the
He
rice.
drops the rice.
Yeah.
He throws. He throws it and he makes a mess or whatever. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It's just rice. And he like dusts it on the floor.
Yeah.
There's that lady with like the little blouse and the short
Yeah.
skirt. She's all
He
put
goes,
in the
"Clean this
book."
up.
He's like, yeah. But he said it like he's like, hey, gorgeous, or whatever he called her by name. But he's like, yeah, we got a mess on the floor. Go ahead and take care of that. She's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like straight pimping, you know. He was like, hey, don't forget about the rest on the floor, bitch.
I'm so amazed in such a deep movie that's a note on your note card.
It was like, I was like, that was funny.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead, because that's fucking beautiful right there.
My next note.
Now what you got?
I wrote. I had a feeling this might happen on a couple of them. Haven't gotten caught.
Oh, this is so you shorthanded a note, and now you're trying to figure yourself.
Remember what
I'm gonna go to my next note. I'm gonna tell you about where I was wrong on something that I thought I was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh shit, I missed that
So
one.
we'll come back to the haven't gotten. So the rubbing thumbs. There was a scene when Rudy first went to the what's the guy's house who died from the leukemia? He went to his house with his mother.
The black house.
Yeah, the black.
Their last name was
Jimmy
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
Mrs. Black. So he's speaking with Mrs. Black, and the camera pans down from from Rudy's perspective while he's talking to the woman, and it like pans down and to the right, and as it pans down, the scene ends, but like it's it ends on her hands, but in the background, like out of focus, you can see the son laying in the bed, but her hands are unfocused, and she's like rubbing her thumbs, and I was like, that's there for a reason, and it's there to this would be a perfect point to make me think, if I'm using this as a tool to go one way or the other, that she's up to something, or she's either up to something, and it means that's why she's doing this, or she's really concerned. There's a lot going on in her. It was a great moment to put in a catalyst to like try to influence you one way or the other, to surprise you if you went the wrong way. But anyways, so that was it. Do you remember the scene I'm talking about? There's
Yes.
like once.
I do.
Yeah.
So I was wrong about that, because in my mind I was thinking that there was something shady the family might be up to,
I didn't
Oh,
think so.
and there
Yeah,
wasn't.
no,
there was
there
never
wasn't.
a moment of that.
You know, it's one of those
I
things.
never went there.
Yeah.
No, I never thought there was something
Even-
shady with the family.
But I was so
Even-
unsure. That's why I made it a note. I was like,
Even when I was reading a book, my brain never went there.
yeah. So that's why I brought it up. It was incongruent with my thoughts, and I was like,
I am
let's bring
I
that
am
up.
so intrigued about what happens in your process of watching things.
Have you
Push
ever-
mower.
Have you ever seen,
Oh yeah.
have you ever seen My Cousin Vinny?
I don't think so.
No, he hasn't. And I found that out a few weeks ago when we were out on a road trip. I was like, my cousin Vinny, and I was like, I almost made him watch that. Yeah.
Sounds I haven't.
Yeah. It's gonna be
I
good.
would. I just wanted to kind of suggest that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, okay, go ahead.
Good.
But we're done. Go ahead.
So push mower, when yard boy
Yes.
is pushing the mower. So up until like 14, 15, like there was no like actual, like that's what we had.
Push
was that,
mower, yeah.
and that was
The
cool to see.
self-propelled.
Yeah. So that was
You have to hold
cool.
the thing like this.
Yeah.
While you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Like you got off your bed, you let the grass get like 2 days too tall. Like it made it 10 times harder to mow the grass. Like anybody who knows better, like it's so easy to mow grass that's between like
That
2
made
and
it-
5 days long. But you let that shit get like 6, 7 days. It's
You
like you
got
might as
onto
well have been
that,
12
eh?
days. Like
That-
it's so hard.
That made it to the note card.
Yeah.
Like
With the push mower.
I would like to put my note card. It's two pages full. Go ahead. Proceed, gentlemen.
let's see.
Oh my god.
I got snorting pills in the bathroom. So like when the first time Rudy got called into the judge's office,
Yes.
the judge, or who was it? The other guy,
The lawyer, great benefit lawyer.
Yeah.
York or
Voight.
John Boyd.
John Voight.
Yeah. Angelina's dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's sitting there, whatever, giving
Yeah.
him the story.
Yeah.
And then they swap, and the guy
Yeah.
comes out. And I'm like, I start kind of picking up on what they're putting down, and then he starts basically giving the same story, but in the sense that he didn't realize he had just gotten it. And I was like, these guys are playing him, you know?
Yeah, it's good cop, bad cop.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
except it's the two good cops.
right. So I thought that movie. Is that your chair, bro?
You know what was good is when they were in court and he goes he looks at John Boyd and he goes,
Oh yeah.
Right, with
yeah,
the phone
the
tap.
phone,
"You know
yeah.
what's happening?" He's like,
That was clever.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
So like with the, I don't get the snorting pills though.
like, yeah, I don't remember that.
Oh no! Well, I'm just reading off my list of notes
Oh,
here.
okay, check.
I don't remember remember no
Just
ghost
for the
stories.
same reason that I forgot why I wrote down haven't gotten caught. I don't necessarily remember why I wrote down snorting pills in the bathroom, but I remember the scene. Something.
I don't remember a pill snorting scene in the bathroom.
I don't either.
So
Well,
Rudy goes into the judge
judge's
calls him
chamber.
into the office, and he's in there with Voight.
Yep.
They're in the chambers.
The judge walks into the bathroom. He goes. He tells him a little story while Voight's on the phone, and he says, "Excuse me while I use the John or whatever," and he takes off. Voight gets off the phone, tells him the same story that the judge ends up telling him. As soon as the judge comes out, and Voight gets up, takes off, goes to the bathroom, and then the judge is like, says what he says. He's like, "Oh, really? You just heard that same story from Voight? Like, oh, how surprising!" And before that point, I was like, okay, these guys are in cahoots. They're obviously playing this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're making it seem like, it's not what it is. But that's the scene I'm talking about. You don't remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
I know.
Okay. So you said you don't remember the scene.
No, I don't know what you're talking about as far as any of
The
them
pill
snorting
snorting?
pills.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. Is that the disconnect? You didn't realize they
Yes.
were in the bathroom snorting pills.
No.
Correct.
Oh,
They were
yes.
snorting pills in
They're
the bathroom.
most definitely snorting pills.
Really?
How did you catch that?
Ooh.
Uh,
Let's go back. Here we go. Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I'm gonna have to
yeah.
see this.
I
this
was
thing.
just gonna pull it up myself.
I just don't know where that's coming from. But go ahead.
Cool. I'm.
Yeah,
That's. I
I'm
was
so
like.
intrigued.
I was wondering where the disconnect was.
Yeah,
And it was the snorting pills part.
Correct.
yeah. I'm wondering.
Gotcha.
I completely missed the thing.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay, hold
It's not
on.
gonna happen.
I'm going to
It's not gonna happen, Claire.
tell you what.
It's canceled.
I canceled that.
Sorry, I'm gonna try to.
See, I pulled up the Rainmaker snorting pills in bathroom and nothing comes up except National Helpline.
Canceled. Canceled.
Truth about snorting drugs. Very well mined. It's been canceled.
Because I remember.
Down to the hospital and check it out.
It's like I
So like
could,
they don't ever like say it, but like
No, they don't.
you know, but it's like I remember the scene. I could tell you some of the quotes from there. He goes, I can usually hit pretty close to the center of the dartboard, and I'm a big attorney. I'm worth a lot of money.
Yeah. So let's-
Was it?
And again, this is all like, subtext that I thought that I picked up that was correct, because there was no verbal context to give validity to my statement. But
That's him hanging out at the fucking.
where are we at here?
That's him at the hospital reading the newspaper and he's reading about.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's
Close.
before that.
Here we
isn't
go.
it?
Right here. Right here. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, this is right where it is.
Very well, then raise your right hand. Practice your profession to the best of your skills and abilities.
Sworn in by a scoundrel.
He said
Do.
Vouched for by
something and then sworn in by.
yeah.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Sworn in by a fool and vouched for
Oh,
by a
Lord.
scoundrel.
Close.
I'm a
All right,
lawyer at
so
last.
Come on in.
okay, they're going into the. See, I can't hear it.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
sit down.
Now, mind you, I've only seen the movie once, and I've actually never gone back to reconfirm what we're watching.
Yeah.
Now my radar's on in a different way, and I'm watching his demeanor, and I'm watching how calm, cool, collected, and just how he is, and let's see how it's different from when he comes out of the bathroom. And mind you, the
Lawsuit
pills.
bothers me, Mr. Baylor. I wouldn't use the word frivolous, but I'm not impressed with the merits of it, to be frank.
I'm trying to sneak some gym time
In
in.
fact, I'm really tired of these type of lawsuits.
Excuses?
I'm inclined to grant the motion to dismiss. Now, you can refile it in federal court, take it somewhere else. I don't want to clog it up my docket. Now, excuse me while I go to the can.
Notice he never took the pills yet.
No.
Rudy,
He was fairly just.
I'm a very
What he
expensive
was.
lawyer. Very expensive firm, and I've had a lot of cases. I can hit pretty close to the center of the dartboard, and I told my client's great benefit that cost alone here gonna be a big deal. And for you too, your side too. Now, they've authorized me to offer you and your clients $50,000.
Fuck
Settle this thing
you.
out.
50,000.
And I
You're out of your
may
fucking mind.
raise that figure up as high as maybe 75,000.
$75,000 for somebody's
No
life.
admission liability, understand? Of course, if you say no, and it's going to be World War III. My turn now, may I? Howard?
Oh, he's wiping his face.
Could be.
No.
Oh, yeah, look.
Watch.
Now Voight goes in.
There's not much of a lawsuit here, I'm afraid, son. But maybe I can lean on Leo to make you an offer of a settlement. They'll probably want to throw some money at you to keep from paying Leo $1,000.
Look, he's even halfway smiling now. Oh, he's laughing even.
He already.
And that motherfucker went into the bathroom and snorted some drugs. Whatever the fuck he took in there with
How
him.
much?
He's high.
75,000.
Gee.
I know he did
okay,
come
son.
out, and then he went
You'd
in.
be crazy not to take that.
I just figured it was a scam between
You
the
think
two
so?
of them.
And there's certainly two separate characters being played right now.
That's a
The
bunch
Oh, yeah.
of money.
person that went in the bathroom and came out, those are two different people.
He's a great guy.
He's high. That motherfucker high.
Hey, listen, your power of observation it's gotta be one of the strangest ones I've ever been around. But
Hey, man,
goddamn,
I've taken so many
I didn't
tests.
catch.
I mean, listen, I guess we can make the assumption.
No, he's high.
Yeah.
There was no reason. There was no reason that man walked out of the bathroom and did what he did.
Man.
When he walked out, he goes, and Boyd goes in.
There you go. I left a little line for
and he
you
goes,
back there.
I left you something in there.
It's a bird, nothing getting.
It could be, they may have crushed a little Adderall back there and done that allegedly.
Whatever it was,
Allegedly.
it was done.
Allegedly. Oh man.
But anyways,
Wow.
Dude.
I didn't catch that, but
Hey, I don't know.
hey, just like it didn't stop at Roy.
Hey,
touche.
listen. We gotta end this.
wait, really quick,
What
really
else on
quick.
your note?
I didn't do the research on this, but I meant to look up 75K in the year that the movie was made to like see what like 75K was worth.
Not that much.
Right, not that much. But I just wanted to see what it
Nah.
was, whatever. I wrote down kid with broken arm at the outside court.
Oh yeah,
You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Daddy DeVito walks up there, oh, you're the mom?
Yeah, you fell. Your mommy gave you some money for that broken arm.
I was like, that's classic.
That DeVito character is fucking great in that
Danny
movie.
DeVito.
Yeah, he's great in that movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it when he's back there. He's like,
It was funny. It's funny you say that because, like, I meant to say this. Like that character, that movie, reminds me of like I've probably worked with 3 or 4 EMTs like that. They would have been great paramedics, but they could just never get through the paramedic test. Like 3 dudes, they like
the
were
bar 6
great
times.
EMTs, and like they were just fucking great. And they would have been great paramedics except for that goddamn test they could never get past.
He failed the bar 6 times.
Yeah, and he's funny. He's a great attorney. He's a great researcher, right?
but carried him a couple times.
Yeah,
through the
but
trial.
he-
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
But he could not fucking pass that bar exam,
Yeah, it's too bad. But hey, he found his place. And
Yeah.
so next note. This was kind of I said kids ditched at movies. Has a man ever done that? It got me thinking. Just as a random like thought, like
Okay, I was wondering where you going with that. But go
so
ahead.
like think about
She meets him at the
so
movie theater?
so they go to the movies, right? She's like,
Oh, yeah.
she's like, hey,
She
meet
says,
me
"Meet me
like
in
back
30
row in
minutes."
the middle. Like there's a movie playing in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
like
meet me there in 30 minutes.
So like he shows up.
It's funny because I had a note about that. Go ahead.
So like they sit there for a few minutes and like he kisses her or whatever, like
No, she
advances.
kisses him like on the cheek, and he tries to like.
Whatever it was is like she's like and like
Yeah.
gets up and runs off. And
And
like
then
my
she
first
gets
thought
up.
was like. These fucking bitches, bro. Like,
That's your thought.
Please.
I was like not in the only sense that it was just like I mean, the scene wasn't gonna go any other way.
The man
It's
got-
not like he was gonna be like, and like get. But I was like, does that happen? Like, does a man ever just be like put her in the position she
He
just put
wasn't
him
pulling
in?
the PBR.
And like, I thought it was funny, and like
I mean, you know.
solely because I thought it was funny, I wrote down the note. I was like, fuck these bitches.
I don't know which way anything's gonna go every time you open your mouth, but I like it. I like it.
That's
You
good.
know, it's
Unpredictable where necessary.
yeah. You ever put your dick like through the popcorn thing, and then have somebody grab like you're grabbing popcorn in the movies?
No, but I've
No?
seen those pornos. Like,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a popcorn glory hole.
No, it just made me think of like when I was like
I
so.
have not seen it.
That's exactly what it is. But I'm gonna tell you how that makes me think about something that I've used. I've used this numerous times to where I've
And
been.
how's it worked for you?
Well, no, not the popcorn glory hole thing.
Oh yeah.
But like it made me think of before I forget where I was going.
It made you think of what?
When I was in dive school, I had one of
Popcorn
my
glory
instructors
hole.
said, "Hey, don't put your fingers where you wouldn't put your dick." And the reason they tell you that is because no, I'm serious. No, and but what they mean is like when you're underwater, like and you're working on like these huge, like you got pipelines that
Ever
are
seen
like you're
Porky's?
floating and you're bringing these together, like
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
huge work.
You don't want
There's
your
a
dick to-
lot of pinch points.
Yeah, you don't want the dick
And
getting pinched.
yeah, so they tell you like before you do that, and you put your hand over there to go touch that, ask yourself,
Would I put my
my
dick
dick there? You're like that was like
That's a fair
that's
question.
like that's probably the best thing I learned in dive school. Like
Yeah.
don't put your fingers where you wouldn't put your dick.
Now,
So-
in real life, I have probably put my
It's
fingers.
also probably true.
I have put my fingers in places I would not put my dick, but I felt like I
Yeah,
had
me
to-
too. I
but
put
I
my
felt
dick
like
places. I've put my dick places I wouldn't put my fingers.
yeah,
That's the fucked up.
spoken like a true homeless man.
Fuck yeah. I'm cultured, bro.
Oh my god!
He's been there, done that.
And
I've been around the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
been around. That's
Not all
Can't find my baby.
Yeah. Shit, I don't want to hear about you put your
Hey man,
yeah.
listen, we have derailed. And
But I've never sucked a dick, so
yeah, you
it's a good day.
still winning.
Still winning.
Still winning. You know, and my son called me today, and I go, "Hey, what's the worst thing that could happen?" He goes, "I guess I could suck the dick." I said, "Did you do that?" No. I said, "Well, it ain't that bad." He goes, "Well, you know, that's right, Dad."
He said he was having fun.
He was having fun. You know, this is the thing. People missed us last week. I was very surprised, but and anything else left for the good of the
So I'm
order?
actually done. We've actually addressed my last two notes.
Yes. Oh.
So my last one was got ditched at the movies, and then Bat not here tonight. We've addressed like what I would do, like the when she was like, "Hey, Rudy, leave. Like you weren't here tonight." and she finished.
yeah.
So that was my second to last note. I would have done the same thing. My last note, Richard Dreyfuss.
Who was not in this movie?
Who was not in the movie?
Who is not in the movie?
Not in this movie.
Oh my God! Listen, man. Anything else left for the good of the order?
Cameo.
No, that's it for me.
That's it for you.
All right, hard candy for next week.
Hard candy next
Cool,
week,
cool.
and it's a double feature.
Oh, right, hard candy and the. what
We're
was
pretty
the other
sure
one?
hard candy's gonna be horrible.
Who killed Lieutenant Van Dorn?
Dorn, yeah, we'll kill Lieutenant Van Dorn. It's pretty good. It's a good one. You're gonna like it.
Cool, cool.
It's got a lot of shit that we could talk about on that
Awesome.
one.
I was glad to be back,
Fantastic.
man. I miss
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah,
Me
man. I
too.
missed it too. And you know, listen, for the people out there, I'm not gonna mention who they are, but you know,
You know who you are.
hey, I'm on you.
What are we talking about right now?
They know. They know.
Exactly.
They know. They know. And you know, hey, come back, see us. You know, visit us at the
Book of Faces.
the Book of Faces. You can go
Grams
to
and
the
stuff.
therescuecompany.com.
El Gramo.
You know, the home of the Critical Care Transport Academy
Kilograms.
and
Since 2017.
since 2017. And hey, man.
Maybe the spaces of mine. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
And then for everybody out there, well, go fuck yourself. Bye.
Oh wait,
Bye.
Wait.
Wait, what?
we don't have. Sorry, we don't have any. Sorry, we can't not go through an episode and not mention this at least once. Sorry,
Oh,
Oh,
we don't have any new patrons, but
yeah.
we haven't at least given them a shout out and said
yeah.
thank you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate
And,
we
you guys.
uh,
do.
Yeah.
If we ever forget
Even
to
though
mention
I'm
you,
just-
we
Yeah.
didn't mean to.
Yeah,
You
I'm
guys,
sorry.
like the three of you who are here now, we know who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah.
But hey, this is
Thank
where
you.
it starts, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Yeah.
We didn't say thanks to Kyle.
Oh,
Ah!
this guy would not shut the fuck up
I
the
know,
whole
dude.
time. And God had his
We had to
headphones on.
gag him.
Yeah. We had to put a ball gag in
What
his
you got to
face.
say, Kyle? Well, go fuck yourself. Show's over.